I've seen a lot of news recently about areas at risk of flooding and local councils advising people to prepare an emergency go bag in case they have to evacuate. A lot of these reports link to the Environment Agency's advice as to what to put into a go bag, and they talk about medicines and important documents. And that's about it. I think there's a bit more that should go into an emergency bag for flooding, and in this video that's what I'm going to talk about. Hi, this is Everyday Prepper and welcome to the channel. There's been a number of news reports recently about flooding, obviously all over the UK, and I know there's a lot of people caught up in that. And if you're watching this video because you've been told that you need to get an emergency bag ready, then I understand this must be a really distressing, stressful time for you. So I hope it all gets sorted out. But in this video, I hope to give you a few pointers as to what you might want to take in your go bag. So first of all, the Environment Agency talks about having important documents. I assume sort of ID documents, certainly insurance documents, because you might need to make a claim on your property. So when I say ID, I mean, essentials like passports, driving licenses, things like that. They also give a little bit more detail. You have to dig for it though. They list the following items. So they list warm, waterproof, dry clothing and footwear. I suppose if you've got to walk quite a way. Drinking water, definitely an essential, and a torch. Medicine, I'm assuming what they mean by that is regular medicine that you use. Have some spares and duplicates of those, so you can stick those in your bag in case you need to grab it and go. They say toys for children. I suppose you've got to keep them occupied because especially young children, in a stressful situation, you want to calm them down. And baby care items, anything sterilised, spoons, water bottles, have some nappies. It's been a long time since I had babies. They're all grown up now, so they can look after themselves. They've got their own go bags. Mobile phone, obviously, you'll have that with you, and a charger, some kind of battery bank, charged, most importantly. And don't forget the pets, pet carriers, food for them, any kind of meds that they need regularly. And then some additional items that I thought you might want to consider are certainly wipes, disposable wipes, flushable, ideally, biodegradable, toilet roll, even just one. I'm assuming if you're going to be evacuated out of your home and taken to, a shelter or something like that, like school halls, quite often used for shelters in these kind of situations. There's going to be a lot of you there. They'll be catering for you for food, but you might have to wait. So it's definitely worthwhile having some snacks and sweets and treats, maybe energy bars in your bag as well. I'd certainly recommend that because you never know when you're going to get fed or how long you're going to be there. I would always suggest taking a first aid kit. I know you're going to be having your medication, so for instance, I would take things like inhalers, prescription medication, and don't forget your toiletries. So I wear contact lenses, so you need all your contact lens solution, all that kind of stuff. All your little creature comforts, maybe even a flannel. So I'd definitely suggest a first aid kit on top of the regular meds that you have. And, with a first aid kit, I'd make it as comprehensive as you can, as it depends on what room you've got. I'd always go for alternative comms. Some of the reports talked about the electricity being down. So if that's quite a common theme, then you may find that mobile phone masts don't work, and the emergency services will be using radio. I would suggest you do the same. Have a couple of walkie-talkies like I've put in the pictures. If nothing else, your kids, if they're old enough, can have a little play with them and it'll keep them distracted. One thing I did think about was cigarettes and alcohol. Now, I don't smoke, I don't drink either now, and it's been a long time. But, if you're in a really stressful situation, maybe don't forget to just stuff some cigarettes and a bit of booze maybe in your bag. Tell me what you think in the comments. I don't know if this is too controversial really, but I would suggest that in a really stressful situation, sometimes you need those comfort items to at the end of the day calm things down. Especially if you're being bedded down in a big school hall somewhere, they might not even allow that kind of thing. But certainly, I would know that the first thing a smoker's going to do is grab a cigarette to calm themselves down. And then, from a prepper's point of view, I always like to have some extra gear with me in my go bags or my 72-hour bags or bug out bags, whatever you want to call it. They differ for each occasion, I suppose. You have to assess each risk and have a bag ready for whatever scenario you're preparing for. And my wife says that I've got so much crap that I'd probably never even use, so it may as well go in the go bag if I've got room. One of the things I would put in there would be, as well as those walkie-talkies, I would stick a Bofeng radio in, like this one. You know, these things, they have an FM radio on them as well. They're VHF. You can communicate over quite long distances. They can, you know, if you've got a couple of them, you can use them as walkie-talkies as well. I'm a licensed amateur radio operator, which you are supposed to be. And I think, you know, unless you've got a full-on SHTF situation, you may not be okay using these, but certainly you can pick up. They have a USB rechargeable battery in them. Very, very handy for a radio. So you wouldn't need a separate radio, just to listen to the news and updates, that kind of stuff. So other things I'd include as a prepper, always I'd put some paracord in. I love paracord. It's just always handy to have around to tie stuff up with, or hang a bag up with, or, you know, anything like that. It's not essential for a flood emergency bag, I don't think, but I would definitely stick some paracord in there. It doesn't take up much room. And it could be handy. And to go with that, I'd have a multi-tool as well. So, with some pliers, both types of screwdriver, knife and scissors. And then also in the clip, I've put the solar charger there, and because if you have a battery bank, which is a great idea, it depends on how long you're going to be away for. If you're going to be away for quite some time, you might find that your battery pack runs out. So a solar charger will just keep that topped up during the daytime. And then one really important thing would be gaffer tape. I didn't include it in my video, but gaffer tape is always handy for all sorts of reasons. So I'd stick that in there if you've got room. So because this would be a flood emergency go bag, you'll be off to a destination, either a relative's or some kind of safe place that the council have rigged up for you. So you're not likely to need a tent. You know, this is not a bug out bag as such. You're not going to need fire starting gear, a tent, sleeping bags, although sleeping bags might be a good idea if you're stuck in a cold hall at this time of year. And I know some councils do recommend blankets and duvets even, if you have room. So things like a gas stove or water filtration equipment, really not necessary. Have some spare water, definitely. Ideally, maybe take a few bags with you, a few spare bits of water. You want to take as much as you can, but there's no point in overdoing it. And again, the emergency services or whoever are evacuating you would probably give you some guidance as to what you're going to need and what you're not going to need. But look, I wanted to keep it really short. It was just a quick video to just expand on the list, because all of the news articles just seem to link to the Environment Agency website, which just lists a couple of points. You know, it doesn't really list a great deal. You have to kind of dig a little bit deeper. So I just thought I'd put it all together in one little video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And if you found the content in the video useful, then please consider subscribing for more content like this. My name's Steve. I make videos about prepping and survival. I also gear some videos towards building solar power systems off-grid. In the meantime, if you are involved in some of these evacuations, then hope all goes well. And for now, thank you for watching and stay prepared.